Welcome to our F1 update. Today we're exposing two major controversies. A high-stakes legal showdown at Red Bull, where an employee rejects a $1 million offer, and a fiery warning from George Russell to Max Verstappen, making it clear he won't tolerate bullying on the track. Let's break it down. The 2026 Formula One regulations represent one of the biggest overhauls in F1 history, with teams already working on their projects despite the 2025 season approaching. Pirelli faces unprecedented challenges in developing tyres for the 2026 cars, which Mario Isola admits are impossible to simulate with current mule cars. The new generation vehicles will feature approximately 20% less downforce, different aerodynamics including double DRS, and significantly reduced weight. The main issue detected was severe overheating, largely connected to the narrower tyre dimensions mandated for 2026. In response to these challenges, Pirelli proposed continuing with the current wider tyres for 2026. Interestingly, Mercedes supported this proposal while other top teams rejected it. This disagreement reveals strategic positioning among teams, with rivals reportedly concerned that keeping current tyres would amplify Mercedes' perceived power unit advantage for 2026. The opposition appears calculated. If F1 becomes more tyre limited due to overheating issues, having a superior engine would matter less, as performance would be dictated by tyre management. Many teams are pushing for maximum change to disrupt the competitive order completely in 2026. Could Mercedes really have the upper hand for 2026? Jos Verstappen has publicly dismissed claims that his son Max could be heading to Mercedes for the 2026 Formula One season, responding to comments made by a Dutch journalist during a Ziggo Sport broadcast. Jack, what nonsense you talk, Jos wrote in response to Ployge's assertion that Max would be joining the Silver Arrows for 2026. Jos Verstappen's sharp social media response appears aimed at stopping such rumours from gaining momentum as Red Bull prepares for the upcoming season. Meanwhile, Max himself has been focused on the team's current challenges, recently discussing the RB21's biggest issues and acknowledging that a rival team, widely interpreted as McLaren, should be considered favourites heading into the new campaign. What do you think about these recurring Mercedes-Verstappen rumours? Is there any truth behind them, or is this just another case of F1 silly season speculation? Red Bull will face a lawsuit at the British Employment Tribunal in January 2026, with British media restricted from reporting due to a reporting restriction order, RRO. Helmut Marko has confirmed the news while expressing hope that the team can reach an out-of-court settlement before the hearing takes place. Marko explained that the lengthy timeline is a result of the English court system's extended lead times. Despite this delay, he remains optimistic about finding a resolution ahead of the scheduled tribunal. I hope that calmness will be restored before then, that there will be a settlement. That is an out-of-court agreement, Marko stated. While the Austrian advisor advocates for resolution before the scheduled hearing, the final decision ultimately rests with the employee, who remains steadfast in pursuing legal action despite the reported $1 million offer. What do you think about Red Bull's handling of this situation? Lewis Hamilton has declared that his partnership with Charles Leclerc at Ferrari is the strongest driver pairing in Formula One history. "We're the strongest pairing F1 has probably ever had," Hamilton stated confidently. The British driver, who joined Ferrari after 12 seasons at Mercedes, will team up with Leclerc, who is now in his 7th season with the Italian squad. Despite Hamilton's arrival, Leclerc remains focused on achieving his ultimate goal with Ferrari. "The main priority is to bring Ferrari back to the top. Ferrari has always been my one and only dream. The next one is to be a world champion in red," Leclerc emphasised. Ferrari came close to the Constructors' title last year, but remains without a Drivers' Championship since 2007. As the team targets a return to dominance, Hamilton reflected on the dream of driving for Ferrari. "I've always imagined what it would be like sitting in the cockpit, surrounded by red. I've always seen the drivers that have come before me in red, and wondered how that would look on me." Do you think Hamilton and Leclerc truly represent the strongest driver pairing in F1 history? George Russell has made it clear that he will not back down to Max Verstappen, reaffirming his stance after their on-track clashes and war of words during the 2024 season. I wasn't going to just stand and be bullied around. People seem to always back down to him, and that's just not how I go about my business, Russell stated firmly. Their feud escalated after a controversial Qatar GP qualifying session. The tension resurfaced in Abu Dhabi, with Russell claiming Verstappen had threatened to put me on my head in the wall. Now stepping into a leadership role at Mercedes, Russell's prepared for a fierce battle and insists he is not intimidated by the four-time world champion. I'm not there to be best mates with a world champion. I'm here to win. And that's his mentality as well. There's no love lost, he explained. Looking ahead to 2025, Russell's ready to challenge Verstappen head-to-head. I've never been scared to race against Max. I've always put up a fight, Russell declared. Do you think Russell is right to take such a strong stance against Verstappen, or should he focus more on his driving and less on the war of words? Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari has sparked immense interest, with former F1 driver Christian Albers drawing comparisons between the seven-time champion and Michael Schumacher. It's a copy of Michael Schumacher, who had the same approach. Something that cannot be grasped and cannot be touched is always the most popular, Albers explained. While Max has dominated on track in recent years, Albers pointed out that Hamilton remains a more iconic figure in Formula One due to his distinct image and aura. The Dutchman's approach differs significantly from Hamilton's carefully crafted public persona. Max is actually just very relaxed. That also makes him super popular in the Netherlands. Just act normal, then you are yourself. You're already crazy enough, said Albers about his compatriot's contrasting style. Albers suggested that Hamilton's ability to maintain distance from the public while still being a global star enhances his appeal, something Verstappen has not yet fully cultivated. Something that is unappealing always has a certain appeal. He does that well. He keeps everyone at bay well, which keeps him popular. What do you think makes a driver truly iconic? Their performance on track or their persona off it? That wraps up today's deep dive into F1 turmoil. What's your take? Will Red Bull resolve these internal issues? And is Russell's message a game changer for the championship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this update, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more breaking F1 news.